Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm gonna try to not move my camera around as much because it was making that really ridiculously annoying rattling noise. I think something's broken in my camera. Today, we are doing applications. I'm filling out all the applications I have, or at least the paper ones I got from yesterday. Right now I'm doing Torchy's Tacos. It's got a little bit of information I've written down. It doesn't look too great, but we are going to talk about some of the best things to put on an application. Now, like I said, I've had quite a few jobs, so I've filled out a lot of applications. I've even filled out even more from places that didn't hire me, or places that just gave me an application. So I filled out a lot, and sometimes employers do look at them, so I obviously highly recommend filling it out to the best of your abilities, but sometimes they kind of overlook them and the actual interview is a little bit more important. But I say it definitely looks good whenever you fill it out fully. So like I said, filling out your application is a must, to the fullest. All your personal information, your recent jobs, all of your education, just things like that. And this application is pretty basic for Torchy's because honestly it's just kind of a basic position. I think it's probably like a dishwasher, or the girl said back of house. A lot of certain applications for certain places will have things just little cute questions, or just things like that. Like this one is name one favorite non-musical sound, and then summarize any special skills, talents, hobbies, or damn good qualifications. Well, I've got plenty. Honestly, I think it kind of gives them something to go on a little bit, shows them that you can be funny or creative. And plus it's also to make sure that, this application isn't completely boring. So, number one, make sure you fill out your application to its fullest. And number two, have something good to say about yourself. Usually there's a section where it's describe yourself, what are some strong qualities, what are your weaknesses. I've noticed that a lot of employers look for people who are good in customer service and also good in sales, but in particular, a lot of them look for detail-oriented people and also good problem solvers. I think that's been one of the most frequent things I've heard, not only even in applications but in interviews. If you can learn problem solving, or if that's a skill you have, I would say definitely expand upon that either in the application or maybe even in the interview. Number three is make sure you read your freaking application. This should actually go number one. Make sure you know what you're agreeing to when you sign it at the very end. Make sure you've read the full application. Make sure you read everything before you're actually writing it down, so you don't write something in the wrong place and it'll make you look ridiculous. But also, make sure you're writing neat and clean. Usually, an employer won't take the time to read just a messy application. Just take your time on the application, fill it out neatly, and fill it out correctly. There can also be some specific directions, use a certain color of pen only, or just things like that. Number four is be prepared. Now when I say be prepared, I mean, how much do you know about this place that you're applying for? In this Torchy's Tacos application, it asked me what's my favorite Torchy's taco. If I didn't know anything about them, I would literally have no idea, what kind of tacos they have. Obviously I could probably just go look it up, on the internet. I'm sure they have a menu on their website. But it's always good to know just at least a little bit about this place that you want to work at. You don't have to spend an hour researching the whole company, but I don't know, maybe spend 5-10 minutes just looking into their menu, or what kind of clothes they have, or depending on the job. Alright, and number five, and the last little tip I'm going to give you, this is actually going to be 3 different points in one. I don't know. But make sure you follow up with a follow-up call. Make sure you know the manager's name. That might not be possible, or the hiring person. It's always a good idea to know their name. And then be positive. If you follow up, you should have a reason to be positive. But one piece of advice, definitely that I would like to offer is don't rely on just one place. Because sometimes places, they get busy and sometimes it's just the hiring process takes a long time. So I would definitely say, you're in a tight spot, don't just depend on one place. So these are just a few tips for filling out an application. I hope these helped somewhat, at least. Also, just kind of a little side note, when you're doing a follow-up call, make sure, this isn't going to be guaranteed every time, but when you do a follow-up call, I always recommend calling them, talking to the hiring manager, saying, "Hi, I turned in my application, and I was just wondering when we could set up a meeting to have an interview." It shows that you're taking initiative, really, and that's what a lot of employers like to see. So yeah, I hope these few tips helped you. I'm going to continue filling out some of these applications and doing some follow-up calls.